On again, second game in this match between PH and Egypt. This is gonna be a very hot game. Saison, we hype a lot about his Fanny. Now, Rockhart, I wanna a taunt from the Fredrin and probably an enhanced knockup from Alpha, but you know that's kind of just wishful thinking at this point.
Yeah, that's wishful.
Saison
so hard to hit
may
that.
have just been given a free Fanny game, so let's see if PH is able to abuse that and get an advantage in game number 2. Because Egypt right now, I'm seeing this draft as a very mid-game centric lineup where, again, they're still playing around easy PD in the guise of the Fredrin being able to protect this Melissa.
Yeah, right now that Melissa obviously still going to be the the most win condition here of Egypt. And there you go. That's top lane going down. I mean, the camera didn't even catch it. Yeah. And that's exactly what we know. That's exactly the Saison that we know from the Philippines.
That's a Fanny, so it's kind of hard to catch up.
Look at this. Look at the mid lane. Oh my god.
Smile is getting low.
Oh, man.
The mission for the mid lane here is not to clear the
Here
wave.
we
It's
go.
to harass the Novaria now. Fredrin threatens the Valentina, but Saison shows himself, and Egypt was like, okay, get out.
Actually, I think Arcangel called it. You know what? There's a Fredrin in front of me. Just abort that Novarium for now and just help me.
Yeah.
That was close. You saw Saison. He literally drove past it.
Yep.
It was so funny.
And you know what's sad?
Yeah.
Smile lost some minions in the mid lane. So able to get
yeah.
the HP and the XP, and so he got both down.
Fredrin absorbed some of that HP as well, or
Yeah.
XP as well, rather.
Turtle, okay.
Okay, 7 Oda. That's good.
Yeah, Fredrin
Good
gets a
start.
turtle. But Saison, he's getting his purple. He is on par with the level of the Fredrin. Canon here is trying to make sure that Fredrin gets the
man.
lane.
And there he goes. Kakashi is going down, and that's also going to be the purple stolen by Saison. Oh boy, that's double. That's double trouble right there.
The delay from Onigo and Canon, they knew that he had no...
Holy moly!
Bottom lane though.
Arcangel stole the hard guard!
Stolen hard guard. You have an Angela.
Oh my
we also have an
goodness.
Angela.
That was insane! That was so funny for me because I'm expecting Kakashi to go for it, but then I remembered, wait, Kakashi's dead.
I thought so too. I was like, okay, the hard guard is there, but is it on the side of PH?
Arcangel, man. Arcangel. Goes insane.
Oh
Look at that. Look at that. He's just he didn't even have the effort.
Dude, he flickered back. He styled on the Paquito.
Styled on it.
Canon styling on the
That's
Paquito right
insane.
there. And Philippines, they're now feeling the energy, the momentum
yeah.
on their side because they're having a a field day, getting their hands on these signature picks on their side. In Egypt right now, they're trying to find something out of the map, but they're not given any because again, the threat is on the Fanny. Like this Fanny, all across the map has huge kill threats.
Oh, look at that guy. Look at Saison just move on this Fanny. It's insane. And right now, Alpha has to call for the heart guard for that healing and that shielding. And while all that's happening, good things are happening for Egypt. They are in crisis management, but they are managing quite well. Able to get a lot of gold from the outer turret energy shields on the bottom.
Yep.
And surviving on the top.
Yeah, Canon, however, is behind the tower on the top lane, counting the the path to defend this XP lane, and Saison is already on the turtle.
All right,
Egypt, they need to contest this Rockhart.
Yeah, although they did get the turret on the bot side, I feel like that's also easily countered or easily answered by the Philippines here. They need to get this turtle, so important for Egypt to keep this cash flow, this gold flow coming into their lineup, right? And right now, again, their win condition, their major win condition is back on it. And there it goes, turtle. A big thank you from Saison for all that work that 7 Oda put onto that turtle right there.
I mean, Inigo happily giving his life
Happy,
away.
yeah, happy trade.
Setting that turtle for Philippines, even using the ultimate, just to make sure that Fredrin is not able to use Retribution on him, and while the hard guard has been also exhausted by Egypt, so that means no hard guard for the next good 40 seconds of this match. And PH, you're gonna be able to play again aggressive with the Fanny.
Yeah, right now that Fanny and
Penalty
as well
zone.
as Ganon with a 4-man penalty zone, just enjoying all of that damage. And here we go once more. It's Arcangel going insane after the Heart Guard. It's a very, very aggressive Valentina we're seeing here. And combined with Ganon's Terizla is just so good right now on the mid lane.
my
Look at that! Oh
goodness.
man!
They're just pulling out highlights after highlights on the side of PH. You thought it was Ganon just with the penalty zone. Arcangel was also there with his stolen hard guard and dish out so much damage coming out from Valentina. And after that, Onigo said, okay, Paquito's here in mid lane. Let's jump on him as well.
Yeah, the Philippine team right now looking like a walk-in highlight reel all across the map. This observer is having a hard time finding
Catch up, yeah.
where he has to go. Look at this guy.
So many stuff to cover.
Oh my god, that's so good. That looks so good. I
Oh
gotta
my
say,
goodness.
I gotta say.
I mean, if you're Egypt, it's kind of hard to show up in the map right now because Philippines, all 3 lanes are exposed as a kill zone. Like Egypt, the only way you can play a lane is if you put bodies there. But there will be a casualty on the opposite side of the map because Philippines right now, they don't care about, you know, controlling their own jungle or pushing down towers. All they care right now is trying to shut down whoever wants to farm these lanes.
Yeah, and I don't want to toot my own horn, Midnight, but that's exactly what we said. You know what? That Novaria, yeah, you're gonna die over and over again this game because of the Fanny.
Smile is definitely not smiling right now.
Oh,
Nigo
yeah.
again, jumping in, hard guard onto the Fredrin.
Beautiful engage. El Nigo gets that turtle actually. Riquitano and Arcangel very safe on the back line. But the front line is actually suffering right now for the Philippines. Man, the damage coming in from EZPD is something you cannot shrug off if you're Team Philippines.
Oh, Egypt definitely bouncing back after that turtle fight. Philippines, they did not expect that Easy PD can output so much damage in such a short amount of time. And that was because I think 3 heroes were linked at that moment. Oh, wrong target, probably still going on to the Melissa. No energy, however. Oh, Alpha on the back line.
Oh, that was
Almost
close.
getting the panic kill. But Egypt, they're now feeling the momentum themselves.
Oh, man, that was super duper close right now. Arcangel, nice try on the assassination. Will be able to kind of survive here. Will get Astral Echoes. Oh, Alpha, very, very low right now. Canon, very good on the front line, but we'll have to deal with this Heart Guard on 7 Oda.
Nice setup
Down
there.
right now.
Nice setup there by both Inigo and Canon. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough damage to take out Paquito. I would say it is also a little greedy for Canon to go for 2 more targets when they needed to burst down Paquito. So Alpha is going to be able to live out of that skirmish, and Egypt again gets away with W.
In those situations, it's actually really good to just focus on one sometimes, right? And I mean, it's always so tempting to put 3 people on your penalty zone, but it's not always the number 1 play.
Yeah, because at that moment, the most important priority for PH was to take out the Paquito, and that means Philippines will kind of have to reset and get a composure back. as
Oh,
Inigo sets
boy.
for another jump.
That's a -1, and once more, the big hitter of Egypt will fall to the assassination of Onigo.
Oh, Easy P, what were you doing there?
That was way too forward.
Yeah, and Onigo was like, okay, free Melissa kill. He didn't even need to use the flicker. And
Oh,
again, not happy in the mid lane.
explosive.
I mean, even Kakashi is not having a good day as the Angela.
Yeah, overall, they're going to get this Lord 100%, but at the very least, Egypt will get that 2nd tier turret on the top side, but that's a consolation prize. Is he able to finish it off? Yeah, I think he can, though, but will abort.
He left because, you know, the panning.
He
again.
knows the Fanny's
Kill
there,
zone.
yeah.
Everywhere, kill zone.
Kill zone all boxes all around where the Fanny can hit you.
Oh, Canon. Very good spot to be in, but Brendan jumping in, but on top lane, Alpha.
Alpha
Getting
needs
poked
that
by the
hard guard,
Fanny.
but even with the hard guard, he's having a hard time surviving.
Oh!
They're not
flicker
done, they're
in.
diving in. Canon with the penalty zone straight under the turret, but will he be able to survive that? I don't think so. Has to force a flicker out.
Oda?
Astral Recall will be there. Oda, not enough damage on that penalty zone, and Smile hits it from downtown.
There's definitely a smile on his face right now as they hit the killing blow onto Canon. Little greedy for the side of PH, and Egypt is able to find a kill. And Terizla, but almost taking out Angela Kakashi. sitting at 1/4 of HP. Saison also has to go back. And Lord is marching on the bottom lane. Philippines, they're not going to be able to utilize that Lord. So Egypt can actually breathe for the next 2 minutes until the next Lord spawns.
Small, minor miss on the cable there, very rare issue for Saison. Actually will cause him to miss out on the assassination, and topside is going to be their consolation prize. Will they be able to hit a Alpo? Can't really move with a cool for a bouncing ball in your face. That's a big problem. That means that's going to be a free kill going over to the Philippines and maybe a turret if they stay for it.
I mean, that's the downside of showing 4 heroes, 3 heroes on bottom lane, right? Like, Philippines, they knew for a fact that the Paquito was solo on top lane. However, Egypt is looking for a recovery kill.
Oh, man.
Getting low here.
Kanon's getting punished and there's just no answer.
Oh,
there's
jump!
straight to the face. Oh my goodness. Saison with a shutdown and he is on fire right now. Where's the damage coming in for Kitana right now? 7-0 against 3 people from the Philippines. Able to make Easy PD and Kakashi just get away from this. But they're re-engaging and it's just not the right call. And that's going to be Oda going down.
So much damage on the side of Philippines, man, and I swear, even without the Fanny, they can actually fight just with the Brody and the Valentina. Now Alpha, a lot of protecting the purple buff. Just make sure that the Fanny is not able to steal it away, but Inigo with the flicker jump earlier on, Easy PD almost had a panic attack. Fortunately for him, he still had the last proc of the go away before the visual actually disappeared. So Inigo was actually knocked back still and was not able to land the ultimate on the Melissa.
The Fanny actually feels like just icing on the cake right now, the way that he is working. He's not the main star of the show right now, as we can see. Everyone's just trying to group around Arcangel right now, and Inigo, who seemed to be the one who is finding these targets, who is calling out these targets for the Philippines. But right now, Egypt is actually playing very, very defensively. Easy PD locked in the golden staff right there.
Adding more attack speed and making sure that he pumps out more damage output on this Melissa. But speaking about the Fanny, he's not a star of the show, but he is a deterrent to Egypt, the deterrent of Philippines. Making sure that the opposite XP lane cannot be pushed. I mean, the XP, the lane where the XP lane is, the XP is, cannot be pushed. And Egypt, they're not going to be able to contest this Lord away from PH. As the Brody gets it. And Egypt, they have to go back to their own base. Again, they cannot even walk out because everywhere is a kill zone for PH.
Yeah, the Philippines actually playing more confidently right now compared to a few minutes ago. They're just gonna wait for this Lord for sure, but they're still not out of. It's not a free game just yet, right? I feel like Egypt has so many re-engage tools and so many defensive options compared to the last game. The go away is actually very confusing for Kanon to play around. He's getting pushed around all the time.
Yeah, like the setters on the side of PH, Kanon and Inigo, definitely getting frustrated from the Melissa, but Oda jumps in.
Oh, Inigo! Man, that was actually a very, very scary position Inigo was in there. He could have gone out. What?
Oda used... Oh my goodness, Kakashi used the hard guard.
He did, he used the hard guard. That was a little bit too fast on the trigger finger. And that's going to be Lord going on the top side to take out that turret. Saison's on the hunt. He's looking for someone who is not with a buddy here. Buddy system will save you if you're Egypt, at least for now.
Yeah, no choice for Egypt but to go back to their own base. They're now sitting ducks here as Philippines will take all their resources on the map. 10k gold lead for PH. I mean, 9k, but it's almost closing out to 10k. And 95 seconds till the next Lord spawn. So Philippines, they're happy to just play relax, you know, get all the resources, not overcommit and not overextend. But Egypt, they're trying to find a way to get out of this base, but they're PH not letting any errors get punished. Saison on top lane, however.
What? He's re-engaging? Oh, that was scary.
I mean, you see the confidence from the kid, right?
Man.
Saison, again, he's still acting like the predator from game number 1. Oh, you're trying to gank me? Try again.
But yeah, he's basically doing the same function. He's dealing with multiple people at the same time, which is, of course, it's taking attention away from the other members of the Philippine team.
Look at this, 11.7k farm on the Brody, while the Melissa sits at 9.2. Huge difference when it comes to farm.
Yeah.
Even though Rakitiano hasn't had a kill to his name yet, the damage output coming up from this Brody, especially with the torn apart memory, you know, it makes it hard for Egypt to actually fight because they don't have that innate sustainability, that innate drawn out fighting capability, unlike Philippines.
Yeah, the Mana Eruption are actually not going to be able to be used here. Oh, there you go. Saison finally being punished here by Egypt. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 4v5 for sure. Penalty zone goes down. And that's going to be the front line of Egypt actually holding on steady. But the damage that we're talking about there, Midnight, Rekitano's damage on that Brody, you cannot shrug it off, man. It hurts like a ting.
Yeah, seeing how Philippines still try to fight Egypt, it feels like even without Saison, they know that they have damage. All it took for the Melissa to die was the jump from the Kufra and one torn apart memory from the Brody.
It's a 2v4, but I'm surprised Onigo's actually still on the middle of everything, re-engaging.
They don't have retri.
Playing out, no retribution available for the Philippines, which means it will be Sevenoda taking on that Lord, but the kills are going to start coming in here. Saison is here, and he is coming back with a vengeance on that Fanny. 2 remaining members here for Egypt, making a run for the hills right now. Kakashi, he's going to go down. Immortality will save you, but only for a few more seconds, and that's going to be easy BD all alone on the map. Lord goes to Egypt, but will they get the win?
20 seconds before the next hero spawns, Philippines, they have a small window to work with, but they have to push against Melissa. Easy PD does have a lot of ways to kind of clean up the way, but conceal play.
1v5!
They're hunting for the Melissa. They have a cannon! They have a cannon!
They have a cannon! I don't think the Melissa can defend. And here comes the rest of the minions, and that's going to be Philippines with the finish. It is a 2-0 against Egypt.
They had already a cannon, but they also had a cannon going inside.
So many cannons.
So many cannons. We're not talking about the explainer. We're talking about that specific cannon that survived the Lord and 15 seconds to work with. PH was like, guys, this is endable.
That's endable, and they call it correctly. Yeah, I think Egypt just overestimated themselves. They threw everything they had on that Lord take.
Yeah,
they did get it.
it was the right
They
call.
did
Like,
get it.
in theory, it was the right call because they didn't have Fanny. But after that, they tried to take a fight. And PH, they were also bamboozled. Like, why are you fighting here?
Yo,
we're
Overstage,
actually
you're welcome.
stronger. And
Yeah.
the Fanny is respawning in 1 second. And after that, PH, all their minds are synced. All they wanted was just to fight Egypt and just get down the numbers. But we didn't expect for Egypt to drop all 4 players.
Yeah, that small moment of it's just this decisiveness, being indecisive, just cost Egypt that game, which could have been actually turned around if they just completely backed off against that Lord team.
After that Lord, right?
Yeah.
Just back off. Cut your losses.
Interesting.
Even if somebody dies, just, get back. Because they're going to be able to push with the Lord. And PH took advantage of that. When Egypt tried to fight, you saw how PH was also committed on taking that fight, even jumping again on the backline. Rekitiano was actually microing 3 heroes on the Brody. And after that, Egypt felt like they were walking towards, the death of this of game number 2.
Yeah, good game here for the Philippines for sure. And everyone just shuddered against the power of the Philippine team right there in Romania.
Yeah, really, really great stuff coming out from both teams. Egypt, again, it was a fantastic game too. Game 1 was a really interesting draft, but the experience showed for PH, specifically on that last Lord fight, just the composure to take that fight, and they did not back down because they knew after that it was the game-winning play, and they saw that from miles away, and we saw it as well happen and come into fruition in game number 2, and that was what allowed PH to actually bounce back after Alpha had a fantastic kill on that Fanny. Man, what a game.
Yeah, that game. I love it. We'll have to wait and see more. Of course, we still have 1 remaining match. So guys, don't go anywhere. This is still the Iesf 2023 coverage of the World Esports Championship in Romania. See you guys in a bit.
Welcome back, everyone. You're still watching IESF 2023 World Championships. Now, we are in our last game for day number 2, the last game for the group stage, and it is going to be a battle between Indonesia and Kazakhstan, and we're going to bring you the heat of the action here in our English broadcast. Again, my name is Midnight, and I am with Rockhart here. Now, Rockhart, being at the last game, I want to see hype, I want to see action, and I think we're going to get, because these two teams, they just came out of a win.
That's right. Kazakhstan, actually, if you guys, obviously, you would know that, but, or you wouldn't watch it, rather, but you would know from news that they actually got a 2-0 at the very start of this day. It was off-stream. It was one of the postponed games that we have from yesterday. So they've been sitting pretty all day long, and they've been itching to probably play here, especially against a team like Indonesia, considered one of the powerhouse regions of MLBB.
Yeah, also got a 2-0 in the very first game that we casted for today, and it is going to be an interesting affair because right now we are looking at two hot shot teams, and Indonesia being a powerhouse of Southeast Asia now facing up against Kazakhstan, and we've seen Kazakhstan perform before as well. These are not unfamiliar faces for us. These are players that have performed in the international stage even, and I think there's a lot to be expected with the upcoming matchup, and not just about the players, but also the the meta that is shaping up to be here in ISF. We've seen a lot of Novarias, we've seen a lot of Terizlas, we've even seen a lot of Lancelot and Fannies, but the talk of the game is the Fredrin. The Fredrin in the jungle. Do you think that will be a factor in the upcoming match?
Yeah, it seems to be at the back of everyone's minds right now. Everyone's looking for a more stable jungler, it seems. We're already shying away from these alpha jungles that a few teams have attempted throughout the previous few weeks.
Completely died after the nerf.
Completely out, yeah. So right now, everyone's on the hunt there, right, for a very good jungler that can actually still juggle. And it seems like most players seem to be just rotating or revolving right back to where we started when Fredrin was released when the mainstay jungler. Seems to be the case here as well. Yeah. Although, again, it's not perfect, right? I mean, last game, the previous series, it was a nice attempt from Egypt to bring it out, but it's obvious also that there are also punishments available for this hero. And now, I would say that the supers of the Indonesian squad, they're super Sorizo and everything in their home. The supers are actually looking like the favorites here, but Kazakhstan, man, this region seems to be on the rise here right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are kind of warranted to be expected from both sides, but I'm really looking towards into nuances, like specifics on it tells us of the individualities of these teams, and I just want to highlight the presence of exotic hero picks here on the side of Indonesia, because I think Indonesia has been the most off-meta team out of everyone in this IESF stage, because Sorizo has been really on point with the Pakido picks, but Super Ken has not shied away from the assassins, even the Joy Jungle, the Lancelots. There's a lot to be expected for this team, and I think that's going to come into factor against Kazakhstan, because if you are a newcomer into a league, you would expect to know how to beat these teams. And right now, as I say that, we see Kazakhstan banning out the Joy in this game.
That's very smart, actually. And if you're talking off meta, Indonesia, they love that. They're one of the few regions who actually put Fredrin on the XP lane.
So that's true.
You can never really know what to expect, rather, from teams from the Indonesian region, and it serves them well. So far, they have been winning a lot of international tournaments lately, and it's still up on the it's still a toss-up here so far. There you go with the Fredrin ban. I think Kazakhstan already went into that one.
I love it. This is the talk of the town. Again, the topics that we've discussed, it's now laid on the table. Not shying away from assassins, Kazakhstan banning out the Fanny and the Joy, removing the Fredrin. Now, Pakido is still a hot commodity for both sides. I think if you're Kazakhstan, that's something that you also have to be worried about, because Sorizo is a standout Pakido player.
Yeah, and on the other side, you're talking about junglers. You can also pick up the Pakido on the jungle. People keep forgetting that sometimes. But you also have to think about the sustain meta that the Angela does enable, and that's, again, we are in the days where Angela first pick is a thing. Yeah, it's not like a weird thing at all.
Yeah.
A lot of teams love this Angela first pick.
it provides a lot of things. You know, the sustain, the ability to catch as well when you use the hard guard, the slow coming out from the strings. It's a very good kit to have in a team, and it's not easily counterable. Although I would say Esmeralda still is one of the hardest counters against the Zero. Some teams would actually opt out of that Esmeralda option to just go for the Terizlas. And again, as we said, the Paquitos. Now,
There you
Sorizo is on that Paquito. Rock the rival, but not this of yet. You know, he's actually going for the sprint. And Vin on the Kadita. Is this a roam Kadita
It
for
probably
Indonesia?
is. You know, Indonesia loves those very aggressive, hyper aggressive roam picks here. Kadita, one of them. Obviously, a Cho would be, if this was a player like
Yaoi.
Kiboy.
Oh, yeah, Kiboy.
I would not be surprised, but yeah, basically most of the teams in Indonesia is basically going over that. But we're looking for junglers. I feel like I was just about to bring up the Baksha, man. It's one of the picks that really are making a rise right now. And pair it up with an Angela, I feel like it's a formidable force.
Indonesia knows this pretty well because they also ran this kind of strategy. They've ran this strategy beforehand, so they know how this works. But now, it's surprising that we still see Eve to this day. He has been nerfed down to the ground, but Kazakhstan still picks him up. And I do think that it does fit the current characteristic of this composition. Like the composition of what Kazakhstan wants is the slow and the control. When you lock down a hero with the Baksha, you want to make sure that he does not have the capability to go out. But in response, Indonesia picks up the Claude. Albeit it is picked on Super Ken right now. He is showing up the Retribution. We don't know just yet if this is a jungle Claude. If this is, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, especially against a Baksha, because teams rarely pick a Claude against a Baksha, because the Baksha's passive, it blocks it reduces every hit of the Claude. In the Claude, the Blazing Duet, it's multi-hit over and over again.
Yeah.
The normal attacks are multi-hit, so basically every tick of damage gets reduced by the Baksha passive. So normally you wouldn't want to pick a Claude into a Baksha, but somehow Indonesia, they think they can handle it.
Yeah. Oof, Indonesia removing the Terizla as well.
That's so smart, by
Making
the
sure
way.
that there's not so many tanks on the side of Kazakhstan. Because again, you are rocking that Claude. Even though you also have a Paquito that can deal damage, you don't want to be overridden with ridiculous tankiness from Kazakhstan. So that Terizla ban is a little bit warranted on their side. Now they are first pick on second phase. They still are in need of a jungle or a roam or a mid, and I think that's what I like about Indonesia's draft. It's very flexible.
There
Now
it
they're about to
is.
reveal the role of the Kadita. They can pick up the Cho here. It's a really good choice against Baksha, because Baksha is not known to be really mobile in terms of team fights. He's mobile when it comes to map movements, but he's not really mobile in team fights, because one kick, that's it.
And I love that Indonesia recognizes that, guys, we need some tools to deal with this Baksha here. We just can't let it dive in. That's why you consider the Cho. And they end up with a Kaja, which is obviously one of the best ways to deal with, to peel. If you have a Claude, if you have heroes like a Kadita, right? You want heroes to deal with that.
Oh, I like this. I like this so much from Kazakhstan. The Yuzong is already a good matchup against Paquito.
Yes.
And now you're doubling down on the fact that even if Indonesia punishes this Baksha with a Divine Judgment onto their jungler, you have another avenue of entry into the team fight, and one jump from the Yuzong can actually interrupt the entirety of Indonesia's team fight. And I love the fact that they picked up the Brody.
It's so cool, yeah. I know.
Exactly. It's a lane demolisher versus the Claude, and it's also such a good tool to fight into the early towards the mid game.
And I love that Kazakhstan is using the Indonesian special in the XP lane, this Yuzhong. Every Indonesian team loves to pick up this Yuzhong in their XP, and they're using it against them. Now, I love the glue. I love the glue. This can actually survive a lot, which is something that Indonesia doesn't really have right now. They don't really have that front line, which might be a problem in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, they have initiations, but they don't have frontline survivability. Oh, Indonesia.
I don't know. I don't know about this. That's maybe way too much damage. But they go for it. All right.
Wait, is this a gold lane Benedetta? Gold lane
It's
Claw. Okay, never mind.
Jungle Benedetta.
Jungle Benedetta.
All right,
Again,
I mean,
not shying away from the assassins, but I think a Benedetta jungle versus a Baksha is just a tad slower.
It is, yeah, it
I would
is.
have preferred a faster jungler, but I get the point. I get why they wanted to pick up the Benedetta. They wanted a hero that can actually fight in the early game, knowing that
It's
the
fine,
Midas
yeah.
was out. It's fine. It's an okay pick, especially on the hands of Super Ken. But I do have concerns when it comes to the fast rotations coming out from Kazakhstan.
So overall, in the terms of team fighting, yeah, they do have pretty much tools. But yeah, you're talking about jungle clear speed. That's something that the Vendetta might struggle with, especially in the early game. I mean, I know if you farm well enough, Vendetta's going to do great.
Yeah.
But then again, they don't really have that front line that Vendetta's going to have to tank so many hits.
Let's see in game number 1 who would be faster here, because I think movement is going to be really key here for both sides. As we head on over to the Land of Dawn. Some people would argue Jungle Benedetta has a Season Hunter. Guess what? Baksha has a Season Hunter as well.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, but don't forget the Baksha just unleash. The skills are unleash.
Unleash shields.
Unleash shield throws over and over again. So, I don't know, man. It's this Vendetta's gonna face a level 4 Baksha while it's level 3.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It's going to be hard to contest
gonna be hard.
objectives. But I do think that they picked this up. They picked up the Benedetta for the sole purpose of being able to play around the Angela
Right,
and
right,
the Eve. Because one problem that you're facing as a jungler is if you play heroes that are static, like they just walk, you're gonna be susceptible to the slows and the the box control of the reload manipulation. Even though the slows were nerfed, it's still a huge concern for Indonesia. So what this Benedetta allows them to do is be able to move around the map, but again, Kazakhstan just does it much faster.
Yeah, everything's faster here inside the Kazakhstan. Even their XP lane can rotate faster onto the other lanes because of the Black Dragon form. So overall, expect a better early game, I guess, from Kazakhstan with this lineup. If you want Indonesia to win, if you're a big fan of Indonesia, you will have to wait a little bit because this lineup, it's going to ramp up quite a while.
It'll take some time, I would say the Paquito would need to take some time because there's a lot of builds that Chorizo can go to, the Fury Hammer or the Warrocks or Rush.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's also a lot of sustain.
Yeah, the
on side
kill
of Kazakhstan.
potential, right? The kill potential against Al Yuzhong and the Paquito. Maybe if it was other XP laners, maybe you had, but the Paquito will be slow because it can't really kill the Yuzhong in the 1v1.
And burst damage, even though they have a Kadita, it's not going to be reliable in this game because they have an Angela on the side of Kazakhstan. So the saves are going to be there. Now, we've laid out so many problems for Indonesia.
Yeah.
How do you think they should go in this game addressing these problems?
Bro, I guess the like we said in the previous match, it all boils down to whether or not this actual is really good on the timing.
Yeah.
Again,
At the end of the day, you have to press the buttons.
you gotta press the buttons, man. You gotta press it properly, or else, no matter how well your composition is working, it's just not gonna activate. These
That's
skills
true.
that you
That's true.
these really good skills, you need to activate them at the proper timing. And I think that might be the only breaking point here for the lineup of Kazakhstan. If we put these two in a vacuum, they're gonna do great. Kazakhstan's lineup is gonna do great. But they gotta ramp it up. They gotta catch up to the mechanics here of Indonesia, which again, Kazakhstan has proven that in the first match of the day. I wonder if they can do it against one of the top tier teams in MLBB right now in the world.
I like the way you put it. Like the mechanics of Indonesia is actually part of the challenge. Like the task at hand for Kazakhstan is to be able to play at the same level of the mechanics in Indonesian side. And I think that's also one of the factors why they're so why they're so powerful. We've seen that from Canon earlier on the Paquito and Chorizo as well, handling these XP laners. Vin as well on the Kadita. It is a little problematic for Kazakhstan that these players will have a field day in this game because they are handling signature picks on their side.
The way they handle it is so key, right? If, for example, you put an Indonesian player with Layla and another Layla.
Me.
Yeah,
Put me.
put Midnight there as Layla.
I'll lose.
This Indonesian is gonna go so crazy. It's gonna go really ham on you. It's gonna go so aggressive that it's gonna beat you into submission. That's usually how they play. Even with the same picks, normally you would lose.
Yeah.
That's how good Indonesian players
Knowing my skill level, I agree with you.
yeah, even if you're one of the best players, let's say in Singapore, right? The Indonesians just really just click different.
Yeah.
They press different.
Dude, even Filipino coaches, Filipino coaches there, they're just amazed at how crazy good these players press their buttons. And that's a that's a testament to the strength of the entire region. They have very talented players out there, and I think I think you're right. Kazakhstan, even though they have such a good draft here, they still have to play the game. They still have to execute. They still have to time things perfect against Indonesia. Because if you don't, Indonesians, they're known as one of the team or the region that punishes so damn well.
Oh man, I cannot just overstate how many times I've seen Indonesian games just, no matter how well the casters or the analysts predict their draft works, they just do some really unexpected stuff. And that's usually how they win there in that region. But again, it's always been like a 50-50 against the Philippines, who seem to be more prevalent in terms of their discipline.
Yep.
Anyway, let's load up in the game and let's see if these clicky fingers are going to come into play here.
Yep, loading up definitely here for both teams. Kazakhstan and Indonesia.
Look at that.
Getting their fingers ready. And Chorizo.
Isn't this what I'm talking about, right?
Cutting at the X speed. This is what you talked about earlier, Rockhard. Instant clear from Chorizo. And now he is in front of the orange buff. Granted, that was the Angela leashing the Baksha. But now he completely shuts that off.
Wow, Chorizo. Again, it all boils down to how differently they play. Normally, you would face it off on the lane. Some people, I mean, normally Paquitos wouldn't cut like that.
Yeah.
Especially against a Yuzhong. Yuzhong's a big threat. And right now, Chorizo doesn't care.
Yeah, and you know, man, well, Claude just took a kill in top lane with Vin. I was about to say, if you are an experienced and seasoned explainer, you would always check for XP cuts. But now, Indonesia is in a spot where both plays didn't get punished. Saken already has a kill on the top lane, and they're setting up the squad for success on the side of Indonesia.
Hey, did we talk about on the draft? Oh my gosh, this Benedetta is going to play against a level 4 Baksha. Nope, it's a level 4 Benedetta against a level 3 Baksha.
And that's also the credit.
Just because of the play.
The credit goes to Chorizo, delaying the Baksha from getting his level 4. And Super Ken is already on his way towards level 5. Bottom lane, though.
Oh, Chorizo, man. He's going to be able to
what
survive
is
this with a sliver of health, and everyone else is going to be able to dive on into there.
One claw hit from the Yuzhong.
Yeah, just
took him out.
You could just blow into his ear and he'd go down. And just like
goodness.
that, you know, they kind of neutered some of the pressure that, or the effort that Kazakhstan's put off.
Well, Kazakhstan, they have a level 4 Baksha sitting in the turtle. Super Ken is level 5, however, he sees the turn. Back Dragon form has been committed by the Yuzhong.
That's pretty good teamwork here right now being done. It's a 2v4.
What?
Force Turtle will go over to Kazakhstan right there, and Vin is going to be suffering because of that.
Well, talk about pressing buttons. They're pressing the buttons, right? First of all, Baksha gets the retribution, and the layering of the spells have been perfect for Kazakhstan.
Yep.
So Riza goes for the punish, as the Yuzhong does not have the Black Dragon form, but at the end of the day, Kazakhstan already took the objective away from Indonesia.
I love how Kazakhstan plays. Nothing fancy, you know. We're not going to outplay. We're not going to out-micro. We're just going to go with 4 people. Let's play with teamwork here.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they're getting it. And somehow, they're fighting toe-to-toe against the Indonesian Micromasters.
This is the order, right? This is the order that we expect from a lineup such as this coming out from Kazakhstan. So Rizzo trying his best to poke out the Yuzhong, and the Yuzhong sitting at half HP right now. And what is important is Rizzo is going to be able to get out of XP lane as quick as possible to help out his teammates. But Kazakhstan, on the other hand, is already on the move on the top lane.
Yeah, Kazakhstan, of course, is going to be on the offensive this time
Vin.
around again. Vin, it's his second death right now. He is giving him so much leeway for Kazakhstan to do their thing. And Kinesis, they're taking advantage. You know what? You give them an inch, and they're getting the miles.
Yeah, look at this Yuzhong. Full level, a level that is equal for both Paquito and the Yuzhong, but Yuzhong still had an XP wave still to clear. So
That's something.
he has more XP than Chorizo. That was because of the turtle taken by Kazakhstan earlier on. Now top lane still, Kazakhstan hot on the tracks here. Vin might die for the second time this around. Saka with the blazing to it.
That's good damage, but then again, it's not going to be a big problem for this Baksha, who seems to be very happy to just not join the fight. And on the bottom side, is it traded? Yes, it is. That's going to be a pretty good deal, I would say so. But KYY, oh man, what are they doing? Anyway, Turtle's going to be coming up. They're buying so much time.
Both of them were, were keen on trying to get a jump on each other, but both of them missed their spells. Indonesia, however, does not have the Purify on KYY, but Super Ken just took out the double kill on the top lane, but Kinesis is already on the tracks here for the Retribution, but no, Super Ken gets it.
A little bit way too late. Man, Sorizo is getting value right now on that Paquito. Just buying some time for Kinesis to not reach the turtle in the right moment.
Yeah, Indonesia getting the advantage after that initial double kill on the top lane. It was not a valuable trade for Kazakhstan as they lost the Brody, while Saken again is just completely set up success here, missing the full combo, but it does not matter as they're able to take out the Eve. Red dice here on the side of Kazakhstan, and that opens up mid lane.
Third time's the charm for Vin. Finally, he gets the target he wants, and that is going to be Red going down. And on the bottom side, again, they are going to have some minions. They can get some pressure on this turret. And right now, Sake just playing very confidently on that Claude. I'm loving the way he plays here.
This is a good swap from Indonesia. They're putting the Claude here on the bottom lane, knowing that the turtle is on the top lane. XP should always be where the turtle is, and now even the Yuzong cannot handle the Claude. So that means Indonesia won't have to worry about two lanes. That's both the side lanes, while Kazakhstan needs to answer up, because this Brody, he's not going to be safe against Paquito.
Yeah, no one's actually safe from this Paquito right now. I would say not even the Baksha if you properly time it with KYY, right?
I mean, nobody's safe against Sorizo.
That's
Petrify!
Right. Oh, beautiful rough wave combo! But again, will not really be doing much against Kinesis right now, especially with that Heart Guard.
Yeah, but they did take out the Brody on the top lane. Black Dragon Form committed by the Yuzong. That means no Dragon Form in the turtle fight. Super Ken!
They're gonna be super slow.
Eye for an eye. Oh my goodness.
No way. The mechanics, man. Wasn't this exactly what we were talking about?
You were right. You were right. Mechanics are coming out from Indonesia. That eye for an eye from Super Ken. Oh my goodness. Wasted ultimate from the Yuzong. Now, 3 seconds before the turtle spawns, and they don't have the proper tools to contest this on the side of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, no Heart Guard and no Black Dragon Form, which means Indonesia will take the lead in the engage here. Although, again, they're not really going for it. They're buying their time. They're biting right now.
Petrify.
2v2 right now on top side. Knock up on the Chorizo. KYY close by, but Angela has that Heart Guard now. So that might mean that Indonesia will slow this down with a push on the bottom side as well.
Yeah, just a split push, Again, Taken just wants to be able to out-farm this Brody in this game. IDC about objectives. Kazakhstan, you contest this to your heart's content. I don't really care. Saken is getting a lot of the resources out on the map right now. It's also forcing the Brody to be choked on the bottom lane while he just goes mid lane, gets double wave, gets double the resources, and top lane Kazakhstan, they want to fight.
It's a 4v5, but you know what? They don't mind. They are taking the bodies right now. And Super Ken might be in trouble here. Again, nice mechanics here coming in from the Vendetta, but that's going to be the Heart Guard Master. The Angel going down. And that will also be Kazakh QQ going down soon as well.
Oh my goodness, Sorizo on this Paquito is just something else. Even Super Ken, he tried to go for the turtle, but he was like, okay, I will just be providing support for Saken, because this Glot, again, this is our win condition. Now that the team fight is over, they're taking turtle once again. Sorizo, again, holding down Kinesis, not letting the Baksha get any chance of inserting that Retribution onto the turtle.
Oh, that's going to be it. That's going to be KYY going down. Finally, this Brody really doing the thumper here. But it's going to be a 2-for-1 in the end for Indonesia.
It is a Claude game for Indonesia, honestly. Rockhard Saken has been really set up for success here by his team, and he is now performing for his team. Did you see the damage earlier on?
Yeah, it's unreal.
Like, he died in under 2 seconds.
I guess that's exactly what happens, right? When you have a player like Saken on a hero like Brody with so many ways to move around. Oh, sorry, the Claude, right? So many ways to move around with that BMI. And it's just so easy for him to just go in, especially with VY, with Vin here.
Yeah, everybody's scared of the Claude.
Might be in trouble. Kinesis dives on Kaja. That's going to be him going down. There's a flying Heart Guard once more in the Black Dragon form. And finally, you know what, Kazakhstan just picking up the pieces here, but they are behind by quite a big amount of gold.
See the skill level of Indonesia. Saken did not commit Purify there. He knew perfectly well that Purify is on cooldown on Yuzong, so he didn't even try to commit to Purify and use BMI. He just walked away,
Yeah.
used BMI, and just chill.
Again, small things, right? These small things
These small things add up, man.
is adding up through the course of this game, which seems to be the case in every lane. Not just with Sorizo, not just with Sakin. Every lane is just maximizing every inch of power you can take from these heroes. And they're doing that right now here, just exerting dominance on the jungle of Kazakhstan.
Jungle control for Indonesia. They are fully capable of contesting these resources away from Kazakhstan. 8 seconds before the Lord
8
spawns.
seconds.
They have a Guardian's Helmet on the side of Kinesis. The Baksha is really, really tanky, but how tanky can you get against this Claude?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because right now, no one really is safe. Especially with I think one more item from Sakin will mean that he can basically do anything. Flicker in by Vin. Hard guard goes in for
Dragon
Kazakuki.
form.
There he goes with Black Dragon form. Is this going to re-engage? Going to be worth it, though. Kazakhstan really trying their very best to zone everyone out. Sorizo is on the top side of the Kazakhstan base. And that's going to be the Brody going down. Oh my god, they're winning this Lord fight as well.
Kinesis got the Lord, however, but Super Ken is on the chase. They're not letting go of the Subashi. Sorizo closes the gap, and Indonesia wipes Kazakhstan. Although the Eve is able to defend top lane and they have the Lord, Indonesia
Oh boy.
wins the overall team fight.
4 members down for a Lord. I am not sure if that's worth it. This is going to be negative gold going over to Kazakhstan on that Lord take.
Yeah, speaking about gold, 6k already for Indonesia, 6k gold lead. And mind you, they have the Claude. They scale well to the late game, and we've already seen the damage output that he is capable of dishing out for Indonesia.
This Brody actually might be hitting its ceiling right now, if what we can tell. You're plateauing. You know, the growth of this Brody is minuscule compared to the growth of Claude.
Yeah.
I completely see what you say here.
Sagan still has a lot of floors to take us to, and Kazakhstan, Brody is already at the top floor. That is basically the ceiling that we're talking about here. The scaling, it has stopped.
Yeah.
Like this is the peak of Kazakhstan's lineup. While Indonesia, you also have KYY. The Kadita can also scale up as well.
Wait
And
for the Divine Glaive and the Holy Crystal.
We saw that earlier. He was able to burst down the Brody himself.
All in zone. That's so easy for him right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kazakhstan on the defensive.
He's going to be a big problem here for Kazakhstan. KYY, both KYY and Sakin. Super Ken is again having a field day on his Benedetta.
Oh!
Flicker in.
Okay, I don't know who baited who there. I guess both of them baited each other.
Oh, Kinesis?
Right now, Kinesis is going to go in. It's going to be Kazakhstan with going for broke right now on the mid lane. Kinesis is actually quite low, but will be able to play around it. Here's Sorizo coming to the party right now. And that's Kazakhstan thinking, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have fought is right now. Kazakuku is in trouble. Super Ken actually playing a bit more conservative than I thought it would be. But he will be still on the chase. They're not really safe quite yet. That's going to be it. That's a reset. And so far, with all that happening, I would say the gold is not moving is surprising for me.
Yeah, I mean, Kazakhstan, even though it looked like they were going to lose a team fight there, Brody just flickered in and stunned the Claude. After the initial Purify hasn't been used and they were able to take out Sakin with the damage output from the Brody. So even though the damage has, has hit its peak for Kazakhstan, as long as he put it in one hero, you are able to eliminate the win condition of Indonesia to win team fights. If you remove the Claude, suddenly half of their team's damage output is gone.
Exactly.
Sorizo did an ample amount of damage there, but it wasn't really enough to win a team fight for Indonesia.
So somehow, of course, there is going to be scaling on the Benedetta as well, but we're not quite there yet. So if you remove Saken, who is basically the most farmed on this lineup, I mean, you're going to have some problems here if you're Indonesia. So right now, it's good that Kazakhstan actually is able to hold on here, but they will probably not be able to contest this Lord.
Yeah. They are in position, however, both XP laners are on the top lane. So this is a battle of jungle, and gold laners, but they've been already ahead of this in terms of steps, using the Divine Judgment of Kinesis, making sure that Indonesia gets the Lord for free, and Vin sets up against the Baksha.
That was a huge mind game. You know what? Saken, he BMI'd out. Then he said, you know what? You're still gonna die. You don't back off, you're gonna die. They got a Lord and a kill.
And Kazakhstan is in a position wherein they need to defend their base against all 5 players of Indonesia while they don't have the backshot. Even though the Lord is still walking towards bottom lane, the tower is already gone. In Indonesia, they're gonna choke out Kazakhstan right here, forcing them inside the base.
So right now, it's going to be up to the minion wave management here in Indonesia. They need to make sure top and mid are pushing so that the Lord can go on the bottom. It looks like they're going to go early with the conceal here just to get into the base. Vin still threatening there right now on that Kaja, but I think he will be the first victim of this fight. That's a 4v5 right now in favor of Kazakhstan. Will they be able to get anything here? Right now, there's a Black Dragon flying in, but Vin... he's going to be able to, KYY rather, he's going to be able to take out Rook Red. And look at that. I think that's it. As long as Saken survives this, it's a 3v4 right now. A 3v3 rather.
Oh, Saken!
Saken! Oh!
Almost gone! Almost being pressed down by the Brody.
And he goes down!
Our memory!
Oh man! Kazakhstan, they're holding on here. What is happening to Indonesia? They're slipping here one by one.
That was a very good play from Rook Alim. The Brody, he saw the wind chant and he waited for the perfect opportunity to use the Thorn apart memory, and it caught a Claude off guard.
Yeah.
He was able to use BMI out, but the last hit from the Brody was already on its way to take out the Claude.
So smart.
So smart, definitely.
I love that. I love that from Ali. You know what? He's just looking at the looking at the claw. You know what? This is my job. Once you pop your wind chant, you're going down.
I mean, you're a Claude, but it's gonna be hard if the Brody makes you his life mission. Saken not really having the best of time in terms of this late game team fights, because Kazakhstan's focus has been always against the Claude. And the Yuzong has been perfect at doing a fantastic job of forcing out the Purify from Saken.
You know what? Midnight, this is still anyone's game right now. I think either team, if you get wiped out, I mean, Indonesia might also be in trouble here, especially if they let go of this Lord.
Yeah.
So right now, that's going to be priority number 1, but it's a fake. They're on the left side of the map.
Ooh, 25 seconds for the Lord spawn, and you're right, Indonesia, they're on the left side of the map. They might be eyeing at this Yuzong, because for the past 2 Lords, they have been battling it out on the opposite side. Both Sorizo and Kazakyukyu.
They're hunting
and
down.
There you go.
They're hunting down Kazakyukyu, and it's going to be a 4v5 with a Heart Guard on cooldown. It's 3v5 now. Now
Top
the
lane,
Angela
it's
has
open.
fallen. Oh man, they don't need the Lord, I guess, Midnight. As long as they're able to take out the
first
Kazakhstan
down.
members one by one, it will not matter. There goes the real world, but look at this Super Ken just making sure that Red will be going on the cancel.
Brody.
Brody got some good damage here. Alim, the shining ray of hope for the Kazakhstan team.
Yeah, Vin was staying out by the Brody on the backside, but Indonesia, they now shift their focus towards the Lord. That kill on the Yuzong was really critical, and this is the level of experience that Indonesia is bringing into the table. They know for a fact that they can win that fight. Oh, nice microplay from Saken. Now they see the Baksha. They're not going to rush into things. They need to wait up for Vin. They need something against this Baksha and the Yuzong.
Okay, see what we're talking about, right? Indonesia just doesn't play by the rules. You go for a Lord take, they're going to go on your XP. That's how they play. Right now, Hardcore will be committed. Alim has it. Oh. And it's going to be the Angela taking the Lord.
Angela taking the Lord versus a Baksha and a Benedetta.
It's a love wave hit.
It's a love wave hit indeed, and Kazakhstan definitely is loving it right now. They get the Lord and they get to live for another day. In Indonesia, they might have more of the maneuvers that they pulled off earlier, but now they have to defend against the Lord.
It's still quite a mountain to climb right now, but it is a step in the right direction for Indonesia. Super Ken being hunted down by 3 members of Kazakhstan. Does he have the skills? Yes, he has fine. He seems to be fine. He has immortality as well. Yeah. But right now, it is going to be that Lord going down, so no value going to be taken for that Lord for Kazakhstan right now.
Yeah. Even though we said Kazakhstan is going to be able to live and breathe for the next 2 minutes, still you are fighting against a lineup that naturally just scales. But as I say that, late game Eve is also scary, you know, with some damage items on his side. Indonesia is in for a treat come ultra late game.
Yeah, Indonesia, you better be prepared, because I think Kazakhstan also has something right there. They have a good idea of how Indonesia's lineup plays. You see them go for the commit with the Black Dragon form. I mean, they're not faltering. I mean, they're committing when you see a target. They're calling it. They're diving it, and they're getting some kills.
Yeah, definitely Kazakhstan has a lot of resource available here on their side. Purple buff is not spawning because of the the lizard that is just waiting there for his dad to come back. And Indonesia
It
is
can happen, but yeah.
freezing the
agreeing.
map. They're freezing the map.
Well, to be fair, if it's Kazakhstan kind of likes it, right? Because the gold's not that far. And you know what, if you're spread around the map, you kind of open yourself up to people getting 1v2, 1v3. So Indonesia at the same time has to be careful, but you know, they're still in the driver's seat here in this game.
Yeah. You know, the state of this game is kind of like the serpent that is left on the purple buff. He's just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
And Indonesia is just waiting for the Lord to come back in this game. Now,
We're all waiting for a big daddy.
yeah, we're waiting for the big daddy to come back. And Kazakhstan still inside the base. They need to be creative in terms of contesting this turtle from Indonesia. They do have the Baksha, and this is one of the wonders of Baksha. You know, when you want to contest Lord, even if you want to do it from your base, you can do it because you are mobile enough to walk towards that area. So Indonesia needs to cover a lot of the tracks that the Baksha might be able to run to.
You can basically jump 4 walls with one skill, and that's not something any hero can do except for maybe a Ling. So he can really reach that Lord area even while on the defensive position right now. But again, it will be risky. So let's see what Indonesia's gonna do now that the Lord has spawned. So we do see Sorizo still on wave clear, wave management duty.
XP duties, and they left the Lord to Saken because he is a Claude. He's gonna be able to take the Lord by himself, but Super Ken actually helps out. And this doesn't mean that nobody is clearing the left side of the map, but Vin,
there's a full commit.
Judgment. Oh,
he goes down. No retribution for Kazakhstan. It's a 4v5, so Riza also threatening on the bottom side of the map.
He did not expect that. Okay, well, why
Alim?
specify?
Oh boy, Alim he's in hot water right now. That's a lot of members from Indo. And that's going to be the Lord going over to the red side. Although right now, the backup, the cavalry has arrived. And here comes everyone else. But will it be enough? There goes Alim's wind chant. And I think that will be a signal for Kazakhstan to back off now.
Yeah, the death of Vin is kind of like an unnecessary death. They had a split moment to decide whether to fight or to go back. And Vin kind of wanted to fight, but his teammates wanted to go back. So he was left all alone.
Yeah.
So only biases, that's why he died. Because Kazakhstan, again, they did not expect that play at all. Like with the Divine Judgment coming out from Makaja as early as that. Now Indonesia is pushing with the Lord.
And how are they going to control this? There goes the real world. That's one way to do it. That Super Ken going down. Immortality will be popped. And that's going to be the buy time with the Winter Truncheon will not really result into anything. And that just means that's going to be, I think that's Lord number 4 going down.
Kazakhstan is doing a fantastic job of defending the push from Indonesia.
Oh, look at this.
The Eve and Brody is definitely, you know, a huge threat versus Indonesia when it comes to team fight, and now they're pushing their advantage.
Starting to push on out of there. There's no pesky Benedetta for them to worry about. Kinesis already has a hard guard, so that's going to be on cooldown for the moment from Kashi. But again, they're finally out of the base. They're starting to get their influence on the map.
Yeah. For the first time in this game, in Kazakhstan actually has managed to close the gold gap against Indonesia. We're starting to see Super Ken scale down on this Benedetta, but the catch is there!
Oh!
They get the Eve kill, and that is crucial. 60 seconds without the Eve. They might use this, Indonesia, to push the base. Because last time they pushed the base, the Eve was such a huge problem. Even though they will have Eve for the next Lord, but it is 60 seconds where Indonesia can actually try and attempt for a base push.
1 whole minute of 4v5. What you gonna do with that, Indonesia? Kazakhstan now, they're kind of balancing it out. They're looking for a play. KazaQQ, will you start to fly here? That's going to be Kinesis. He's going to have the hard guard, but I don't think it's enough. He will pop the Immortality, and that will mean Torizo's on a field day here looking for bodies to hit the floor. It's going to be the Angela going down first. There's Sorizo as well. Alim still got some of that sharpness.
The Brody, however, is doing so much damage in his team, but he has immortality, but he only has the backshaw as his teammate for now. Indonesia has 4 heroes, 20 seconds for the Lord. Even spawning in 5 seconds, Indonesia might just wait it out.
Yeah, they're going for the conservative play here, which is a big sign of respect if you think about it from Indonesia. A team that really likes to go in your face every time you give them the opportunity to do so.
Man, Alim on this Brody has been phenomenal. Like the positioning and his capability of dishing out damage has been detrimental for Indonesia. Now they are playing for the Lord. Sakin is sitting at 10 to 10. This is a Claude that was very, very successful in the mid game. But now, I would say all these stats, all the success in mid game has been gone out of the window.
That's
Kazakhstan,
right.
this is Kazakhstan's game to play because Super Ken has been scaled down. He is literally just a tank now for Indonesia.
Right now, Indonesia, they're kind of spreading themselves around on the map here, and they're making Kazakhstan guess. They're not visible. They can't find KYY, they can't find Vin, and there goes the hard guard on the Alim, and that's gonna be the Divine Judgment, not resulting to anything. This is a free hit Brody right now.
Sakin?
Oh, the damage is just real here, and Sakin's low. He can't really go forward anymore.
Super
The
Ken?
turtle, the Lord,
Red
who's
Tree?
gonna get it? It's gonna be Kinesis! I can't believe it! Oh boy. Kazakhstan gets Lord number 5 of this game.
Boy, if you ever wonder if somebody outside of Southeast Asia, well, to be fair, in Asia, can actually out-retry an Indonesian player, list down Kinesis.
Yeah, that's amazing. Hats off to Kinesis right there. Obviously, the rest of the team did a very good job, but Kinesis, I mean, he had the guts to do that.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
amazing.
Kinesis on this backshow has been performing really, really well.
Sakin! Sakin again for the second time in a minute. He's gonna be super low that he has to back off again.
Oh, Super Ken, this is not where you want to be. This is not where you want to be.
Oh boy.
This is not where you want to be.
That's a big trouble now, right
You're playing
now.
against a Neve, you gotta go home.
What is happening? Oh man, Kaza QQ playing it around
they're
with
getting
Super
sandwiched.
Ken right now. It's a sandwich play, but because of that, people have started to go for the chase and they let go of Kinesis. I'm not sure if that's worth it though.
I don't know what happened. It looked like a sandwich play from Kazakhstan, but the communication might have been
It broke down. Yeah.
broke down because Kinesis was left alone.
Oh, that's a
He wanted to push.
It's a misplay. They weren't able to utilize the Lord because of that. They went on the chase. They hunted down Super Ken, and it did not really result to anything.
Now we are in a reset. A reset for this game. Kazakhstan and Indonesia. Even though the gold lead is on the side of Kazakhstan, everything that happens in this game boils down to how well they execute. Now Indonesia is inside the base of Kazakhstan. Black Dragon form has been used.
Yeah, they're hunting down Sakin right now, and they used up everything in the arsenal. Everyone's ultimates are on cooldown, man. What's the fight gonna look like here? That's gonna be the Divine Judgment used as well.
Alim,
A lot of low members here. Alim, he's left alone. That's gonna be him going down.
Oh, he got baited.
That is
he
huge
got
bait.
Baited. They thought they could actually take the fight, but Indonesia just bought the immortalities when the torn apart memory came out. And Sakin out microed the Brody, and when they saw Alim in a very dangerous position, all of them went in.
You know what? Kazakhstan's not playing the lineup to its maximum efficiency so far, but you gotta admit, it's so darn impressive that they are keeping Indonesia on their toes.
Yeah, 28 minutes. Even with the start that Indonesia has got, Kazakhstan has been holding their ground really, really well, but they just commit a fatal mistake losing out to Brody.
That's it. That's a GG push right now, I think. Now that Red is going to be forcing a flicker out. There's a real world. Sakin! Oh no! Oh, Sakin! He's in trouble! He's down! The Claude is down! That's a lot of damage going out from Indo right now, so Riza falls as well. What is happening here?
This might just be it. This might just be it.
It's a 4v3.
Red! He was really, really low, but he saw the Claude. He had no BMI.
He went for it.
Oh
my
my goodness, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, man, they are playing out of their minds right now.
People were surprised when they beat out US. now they're about to beat out Indonesia, and game number 1 has been gets caught out.
That's going to be Vin going down for sure. Immortality buying just a few more seconds. And Indonesia, oh man, 2 members are remaining against the 5 of the Kazakhstan team.
30 seconds without Sorizo, 25 without Saken. They have space to push. They have space to take the Lord. They need to clear the minions inside their base, however, but they're already prepping. The Yuzong is already cutting the wave in the mid lane. They have 10 seconds to do this. They only have 1 wave, and it is against the Claude.
I don't know, man. Indonesia just... Kazakhstan's thriving on the chaos right now.
Okay, KYY clearing the remaining wave, but the cannon is still left. This is going to be enough for Kazakhstan to try and still make an attempt.
All right, it's Saken versus the world here on this one. What's it going to be? KYY
Oh
is going to be falling here, but looks like Kazakhstan are playing it a little bit safer. It's a 5v3, and I think they will go and prioritize the Lord instead.
Yeah, they have Retribution on Kinesis. Super Ken, however, is already walking towards the area where he can get some form of vision for Indonesia. And
Nice
nobody
try.
sees him.
All right,
Nobody
nice
sees him.
step here.
Okay, they see him.
They see the minions, but right now I don't think they can do much except for try to clear it. Alim, very early hard card. I love these preemptive hard cards from Kashi.
Yeah.
They're working. They're working so well
Super
right
Ken.
now. And here comes the Lord take. Who's it gonna be? That's gonna
It's
be
Kinesis!
Kinesis! Ah, no way. No way for the nth
No
time
way!
right now. They are winning it out against the jungle battle of Indonesia.
Saken is also out. Kinesis, he did this twice before and he did it again. Mind you, he was able to out-retry a level 5 Benedetta being level 4. He was able to out-retry Super Ken in spite of the 4 heroes trying to control him. And now he walks scot-free from this Lord fight, getting the Lord. Super Ken on the bottom lane.
It's a base race.
He's gonna be able to defend, but no.
Oh, no, it's going to be the fullback here. Oh, I thought it was going to be a race at the end, but Alim right now already using the hard guard of the Kashi. Lord's going to be taken out soon. Oh, no, Lord's actually quite full yet. All right, so KYY. Oh, nice dodge, but it's not going to be enough. I can't believe my eyes. I am dumbfounded. I am speechless. It's Kazakhstan taking the win against the Indonesian squad. I
am speechless. Rockhart, I cannot believe what I just saw. Kazakhstan mounting this defense against Indonesia, breaking what was a streak for this team. And this is such a good showing for their country.
That's amazing.
Kinesis, man.
They have so, you know what? The power of Kazakhstan, they have just so much trust with each other.
Oh my
Every time
goodness.
someone makes a call, you know what? I don't care. Our brace is gonna break. Let them go. Let's just do our thing. They did their thing and they won. They win the retreat battles. They win the skirmishes. I mean, it was chaotic. And sometimes, you know what? Most times, Indonesia would come out on top.
Yeah.
But in the one fight that mattered, Kazakhstan won all the trades. The last 3 fights.
All the odds were against Kazakhstan. Late game, Indonesia wins. Red Tree battle, I mean, the level was for Super Ken. But Kinesis every single time says no.
Every time there was a 50-50, Kinesis won.
Kinesis wins. And
Oh,
they
no
mounted
way.
the comeback because of that one Lord Steal. They were allowed to play for more minutes in this game. Alim was also fantastic on that Brody.
That was insane.
And I cannot say more to the fact that Kazakhstan, this is a testament game for them.
Yes.
The resilience of this team.
Before the game started, weren't we talking about who can press buttons better? Oh my gosh.
Well,
Apparently, we were just wondering, I wonder if Kazakhstan can stay on par with Indonesia in the micro. Holy, they won over it.
Now
They
we know.
won the macro.
now we know
the micro.
who presses the retribution better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like Kinesis, oh
bro.
my goodness. Like, I cannot stop talking about it because it was just damn so crazy.
Was
so
it-
damn crazy.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's insane, you know. We have a lot to expect in this series. It is a crazy game number 1 for Indonesia and Kazakhstan, but we have more in store for you when Iesf comes back.